Alright, in the last video we left off right here where we were getting this template does not exist error. And it's saying template does not exist at home. This being the URL right here. From the URL dispatcher right here, home. So you got to make these connections. You got to start looking at how this chain works. So template does not exist at this home URL. And the template being this one, home template.html. So basically what's going on is everything's working exactly as it's supposed to right now. We got a request that localhost :8000 home. We sent it to our URL dispatcher who said, okay, well, I don't care about the localhost :8000, that's the domain name. Oh, but what's this fancy home string? So then it went into here and it found a pattern that matched home. And it said, alright, well, you want to go into views and use the home view. So then it went into views right here, grabbed this home view function and ran this, and well, it's saying, okay, we'll return render, do all this, and give me the home template.html template. And that's where we ran into our problem. Everything worked perfectly up to this point because it's like, I'm trying to give you this template, but it doesn't exist. So something's wrong. And we're going to fix that. The way we're going to fix that is we're going to go into our settings.py file right here, and we are going to come down. You're going to scroll down here a bit and you're going to find a list. I passed it right here, templates list. In this templates list, it's a list of dictionaries. This template list, you're going to see a dictionary keyword, DIRs. DIRs standing for directories. So basically what we can do in this list is we can pass it all sorts of different directories and say, I want you to also look in these templates, or in these directories for templates. Right now it's kind of only looking in these areas, backend, and that's kind of where it gets the admin templates and whatnot. The app dir is true, so it's looking in each app. But we're gonna do things a little different. Again, don't get too crazy. Don't get your head wrapped around this too much. Just kind of follow along, and you'll learn as we go. So I'm gonna do os.path.join, standard Python calls here, and I'm gonna say base dir, and then as string templates will be my second argument to this .join. So what is this actually saying? Well, base dir is defined right there. Base dir is equal to this chained list of multiple functions, and you can go in and research each one, and it's a kind of fun exercise to go do this anyways, but you can take my word for it, and I'm going to tell you that base dir is equivalent, not equals. Remember, equals a single equal sign, that's an assignment operator. Base dir is equivalent to it's equivalent to where manage.py lives. So right here we're saying we're going to take the variable base directory, we're going to set it equal, we're going to assign it the value of whatever these functions evaluate to, and I'm telling you that that's going to evaluate, that's going to be equivalent to the directory manage.py lives directory. Alright, so now what we're telling Django is saying, okay, well, while you search for templates, search everywhere you're supposed to by default, but also search within a directory called templates within the directory manage.py live. So we need to make that. So I'm going to close this because it gets a little confusing how some of the files live. But in my first project, the top level one, I'm going to right click on that. I'm going to say new folder. And I'm going to call this one, you guessed it, templates. And what that's going to do is create this new templates folder in the same exact folder, the base directory, what I've also called the root level directory, where manage.py lives. And we can go ahead and check that. Here we go. Here's manage.py. Here's manage.py. There's that new templates one we just made. So now what are we going to do? Well, we still have to tell Django where this template is, home template.html. Well, we need to create this. So in this templates directory, let's do a new file. I'm going to save this as templates, excuse me, I think it was home templates is what we called it. Yeah, home template, home template.html. All right, so this is a basic HTML template. So we're gonna say HTML, close that HTML tag. We're gonna give it a head, and inside of the head, we're gonna give it a title, and it's gonna be our first template. All right, and let's indent this so it makes a little bit more sense. All right, and now we also have to give it a body. This is just a straight up standard HTML form. There's no Python. There's nothing crazy going on with Django. It's just strict HTML. All right, so in here, I'm going to say student ID. And I'm just gonna come up with some random numbers. I don't even know if that's how many numbers are in a student ID, but we're gonna go with that for right now. And then I'm gonna give it a, let's make these H3s. Let's make the H1 up top being someone's name, John Doe. We're going to close this H3 tag, and we're going to give it a rack number of whatever a rack is. And then we're going to say, let's see, just a second, checking right here what else is supposed to go here. All right, so we're going to give another H3 code, and it's just some more static data. That's going to be a lab access code. And we'll just put that bunch of numbers, question mark, or hashtags for right now, pound symbols, whatever you want to call them. So now let's view this in our template, or our browser. I'm just going to refresh again. Oh. I don't think the server's running. So let's go into here. Nope. So I'm going to say Python manage, Python 3, manage.py, run server. Oh yeah, that was a little weird. I had to pause the video and come up with an error. Basically, when I tried to run the server, I was getting something that said the port was already in use, which doesn't make sense. You'll see that if you have multiple command prompts open, multiple terminals open, and try to launch the server. But I only had one, so I don't know what that problem was. I simply closed the terminal, fired it back up, ran the server again, everything's running. So I'm going to go to localhost:8000, that home view, and there you go. So now we have fully completed this entire process. The URL dispatcher, the view, the template, and we just have this super basic template, but we're gonna make these things look good. They're gonna get much more advanced. Our views are gonna get much more advanced. Our templates are gonna get much more advanced, and our URL dispatchers are gonna get a little bit more advanced. So, thanks for sticking around, and we'll get to some more complicated projects here soon.